Hello, everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 with CC and WFZ, and I'm not quite sure why, but there are no observers in this game. So I will be forced to watch under the view of one of the players, WFZ spawning as the blue Undead on the top right-hand side of Amazonia. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, CC spawning as the red Night Elf in this 1v1 matchup. Alright, it looks like it will be a Demon Hunter versus Death Knight once more as things get underway. Death Knight now wandering around the map, taking a look, going to be doing a little bit of creeping this time around instead of opening up with that early harassment. Interesting choice as the Death Knight now maneuvering a couple of ghouls into position here. The Death Knight should be able to take down that Renegade Wizard, no problem. Pick up a Ring of Protection +2. Not necessarily the best item, but then again, not all too shabby. Alright, Rogue's gonna get taken down here as we now see Skeletal Minion gonna go ahead and start attacking the Rogue here, and this Skeletal Minion will just be tanking damage pretty consistently as the Apprentice Wizards get taken out. Death Knight will be level 2 here in just a moment, picking up Unholy Aura, and now all the units will be able to run all the way back. Let's see him sell the Ring of Protection +2. Yes, he will, picking up 62 gold. Demon Hunter already at level 2 has Slippers of Agility in addition to the Ring of Protection +2, so he was able to take out that level 3 creep as well. Demon Hunter, we'll see if he makes the same decision last time, going for Immolation and Mana Burn instead of teching Evasion. Evasion does give a significant increase to hit points with that 15% dodge, allowing that Demon Hunter to survive a little bit longer, perhaps be able to deal more damage back, and perhaps could have changed the game as opposed to just going for a handful of mana burns. Archers now making their way out as the Death Knight continuing to creep out this Murloc creep camp here. Now, we are teching to tier 2 at the Night Elf base. Meanwhile, Undead is doing the same thing as well. We're also taking a look at a graveyard, and I'm interested to see what WFZ is hoping to do this game. He was very aggressive in game number 1, but it feels like he feels confident enough that he doesn't need to do that in game number 2. He can just sit back, relax, and actually do a little bit more creeping, and I do expect him to get that Slaughterhouse with the Destroyers fairly quickly. Demon Hunter now makes his way off to the north. You're going to see the graveyard take a little bit of superficial damage, but nothing's really going on there. Ghouls now making their way in, and all of a sudden the Demon Hunter is completely surrounded. Very, very bad, tight spot for him to be in. You now see Acolytes getting suffering a little bit of damage as Archers are now trying to poke their way in as well. Alright, this Demon Hunter is stuck between a Ziggurat and a Haunted Gold Mine with really nowhere to run. Death Coil at a beautiful time on that one Acolyte, as the Acolyte is going to be able to slip out once more. Demon Hunter being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal, and that is definitely one Ziggurat too far, being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal in order to escape from a situation he shouldn't have even been in. Meanwhile, Tree of Ages is already down. Where is the Hunter's Hall? I don't see the Hunter's Hall anywhere, so it's gonna be a little bit of time before we see those Ancient of Lores. Naga Sea Witch now coming out instead, and it looked like we were trying to perhaps go for a Naga Sea Witch opening to place down a lot more pressure. There goes one unit there, no Staff of Preservation. 2 ghouls do get taken down though, and I guess if you're talking about resurrection costs, that isn't too bad of a trade. 270 gold for the 2 ghouls versus is it 270? I think it might be 270 actually for the Naga Sea Witch as well. So both sides giving up a lot of early experience on, as now a Naga Sea Witch comes out from the other side as well. Oh, what's this? The tables have turned. Ice Arrows now slowing down a different archer, as the Naga Sea Witch of WFZ making a great play to make sure to slow down 2 archers and prevent them from leaving. Now, Mana Burn on the Demon Hunter does make a bit more sense to Mana Burn off the Naga Sea Witch. Not quite sure why he Mana Burned the Death Knight, but at level 3, that Death Coil does become much more deadly. Skeletal Minions getting cleaned up inside the base. There's an Ancient of Wind. Ancient of Wind inside here. All right. It is not going to be the Ancient of Lore. It is going to be Ancient of Wind instead. And I am scratching my head at what the long-term strategy is. Druids of the Talon do not make any significant sense in this particular matchup, as destroyers will absolutely destroy the Druids of the Talon in the fight. The magic, the Cyclone is devourable, giving more damage. Also, the magic damage is immune. Magic damage does not deal anything to destroyers. It is not something you commonly see. Fairy Dragons could be used, however, to try and counter this Naga Sea Witch, since the Naga Sea Witch does have an auto attack that drains mana. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Black Citadel, there is that Slaughterhouse which I was expecting, and now in comes the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch, however, very low on mana, is not going to be able to get off another cold arrow at all, as the Naga Sea Witch now down to, well, the other Naga Sea Witch now down to about 12 mana. This Naga Sea Witch at 276 and happily sitting on an abundance of mana with that Mantle of Intelligence, 375 mana for a level 1 hero. Backing off, you see the Naga Sea Witch hoping to clear out these creep camps here. The Naga Sea Witch should not be tanking the damage, as it only has 3 armor compared to the Demon Hunter's 9 at this stage. Also, we're going to see the Death Coil, go down. I don't know who got that experience right there. It's going to be rather close, as the Demon Hunter now backs off once more. Naga Sea Witch looks like she did get some experience there, and if the Naga Sea Witch can get to level 2, at least a bonus damage on the auto attack and perhaps increased mana regen will mean something. Naga Sea Witch up to 550 hit points now, gonna clear up the rest of this creep camp, as the Naga Sea Witch still trying to make a bit of a play. Alright, it is gonna be Druids of the Talon, and we already see the Slaughterhouse with Obsidian statues and Black Citadel already done. If we are going, yes, Destroyer form already coming in, and this is just gonna be watching. This is just like watching the Discovery Channel, where you know the lion's going to get the gazelle, and that gazelle has no chance whatsoever. The Undead is just going to have the right units at the right time to shut down a very, very unsuspecting Night Elf army that is investing heavily into Druids of the Talon when destroyers are just around the bend. Oh, this is going to be an absolute train wreck, but then again, sometimes train wrecks can be entertaining. All right, let's take a look at this. Death Knight now looking to tear this apart. Is going to be able to perhaps get the Naga Sea Witch to no, not going to be able to get her to 3. Going to be quite a bit away, but pick up some nice items here, as the Rock Golem already down to 330 some odd hit points. Lich rounding out the hero choices, as the Naga Sea Witch and the Night Elf army catching the entire Undead army completely by surprise. Force of a Scroll of Town Portal and easy cleanup for 2 Troll Trappers. But the inevitable is still just around the corner. We're going to be looking at destroyers in just a moment. And there it is, the first destroyer on the map. Obsidian statue, ready to get its mana absorbed in just a little bit. The Demon Hunter spots the destroyer. We need to see an Orb of Venom and an Orb of Venom quickly on the Demon Hunter. Nothing in the army is really prone or adaptable at taking out those destroyers as of yet. The Demon Hunter, high damage, high attack rate, causing damage over time with the Orb of Venom. That may be enough, but it is going to be cutting it extremely close. Lich sitting at level 1 here. Potion of Invulnerability. There is that Orb of Corruption giving that -5 armor, which does make a significant difference. As you see, there goes one Druid of the Talon. This is absolutely a destruction underway, as we see a Cyclone now come in. All right, are we going to perhaps see that Devour Magic? Staff of Preservation saves. There's the Death Coil saving a Crypt Fiend a little bit of long distance. There's another Fork Lightning, Potion of Invulnerability on the Naga Sea Witch, as the Demon Hunter going to get taken down. There it goes. Wait, was that a Wand of Illusion? I gotta keep track of those things. Yeah, I believe that was a Wand of Illusion Demon Hunter, as we now see a Hippogriff now trying to back its way back off. All right, Destroyer down to 400 some odd hit points. May need to back off here. Mana burn on a no mana Naga Sea Witch. Scroll of Healing being used, and the Druids of the Talon actually doing a good job keeping those units up in the air, at least for a little while, as the Hippogriff now tries to poke down this destroyer. Naga Sea Witch at level 2 has fallen, as we now see the Demon Hunter now trying to back off as well. All right, let's see the Hippogriff down to 89 hit points, 50 hit points. Gonna go ahead and continue to peck as the Lich finishes it off and saves this very sure destroyer. All right, a lot of Druids of the Talon now being forced to back off. No real way to attack the air there, as the 0 armor obsidian statue now only regenerating hit points with the help of Unholy Aura. Demon Hunter now sliding back to the north here. Dark Ranger sitting at level 1, and Demon Hunter sitting at level 3, and that fight went surprisingly well for the Night Elf. I am quite surprised by this, but we are now going into Meat Wagons and Abominations. No, wait, it's just Meat Wagons and Disease Cloud, and we could have Abominations in just a moment, but we'll have to take a closer look at that. Disease Cloud just absolutely polluting the air around these poor units, and damage over time is going to make it extremely difficult. Lich is now in position. All right, Obsidian Statue. Lich getting mana burned already, down to 0 mana, negative mana, in fact, as the units are now backing off again. Lich does get to level 2, and perhaps Frost Armor is in the works, but the Meat Wagons will really need to work overtime to try and fight back here. Demon Hunter using this opportunity to perhaps get a little bit more experience. If the Naga Sea Witch got to level 3 or the Demon Hunter got to level 4, this could be a different game, but it's going to be difficult with not that many. Well, there's still this creep camp off over here. If the Naga Sea Witch is able to creep out this relatively high creep camp, get to level 3 and level 4 on the Naga Sea Witch and Demon Hunter respectively, they should be fine. However, I think WFZ is about to move out here in just a moment. There's some Obsidian statues. There's the Naga Sea Witch ready to go, level 3 as well. There's the Meat Wagon, and now more things are getting trained up. 50 over 50 supply compared to, I can't tell because I can't choose the other one. I can't choose the other one. Nope, I can't choose the names at all since they don't recognize or they don't show up on my character. Well, a little drop up there. All right, Obsidian statues ready to go. Naga Sea Witch, Lich, Death Knight, all of them really close to leveling. Destroyer now out in the air as well, going after the Archer. Archer could get taken down pretty quickly, but the Destroyer also is taking a fair bit of damage as well. All right, are we going to see Devour Magic or just at least take down those dark minions? There is the attack. There goes one. There goes another. Experience was given. Naga Sea Witch is now at 3. Death Knight now sitting at 4. Lich is sitting at level 2 as a Tome of Strength picked up by the Death Knight. Demon Hunter, there is the illusion. There is none. The 2 Demon Hunters now running in. Okay, now going to try and back off. It looks as though the jig is up, so to speak, as the Demon Hunter knows that, hey, that is just not quite right. All right, Demon Hunter, we're going to perhaps go after those units there, perhaps get a surround onto some of these Obsidian statues. The cold arrows are slowing it down. The illusion getting into front of it, doing a great job trying to shut down the Obsidian statue, and there it goes. 100 hit point mana burn, and down it goes. Death Knight now may end up getting surrounded and forcing a fight. All right, it looks like the undead units are willing to come back here in just a moment. There is the Death Coil, Frost Nova. No, not Frost Nova. There is the Fork Lightning, Potion of Invulnerability already as the Death Knight is going to fall. Dark Ranger now at 3. Beautifully played. And now the Night Elf is looking incredibly strong, ready to make a move back off to the north. Meanwhile, off to the north here, you see low upkeep finally being brought in. More Meat Wagons being trained up in order to take out all of these Druids of the Talon. The Druids of the Talon are at mastery training with near maximum mana, and that is going to be plenty of Cyclones to take out those heroes. Illusion now making its way forth once more. Naga Sea Witch sitting at level 3. Demon Hunter sitting at level 4. And we should be ready to go here in just a second as the next fight is getting underway. Shade keeping track of what's going on in the Night Elf base. Not much to really report back home to as the Demon Hunter and Dark Ranger now going a little bit of shopping, picking up some important items. A Scroll of Healing. All right, Illusion quickly, once more on the run. There is a little bit of damage being dealt, but not going to be all too much as the units are now backing off again. All right, down over here, Destroyer excuse me, Shade now making its way down over here. Expansion is coming into play. If this expansion gets up and operational, things are going to really go haywire as Abomination's now joining in on the fight as well. 11 or almost 1,200 hit points, add in the disease cloud, and that turns into a very, very nasty unit on the field. The only thing that really takes them down are the Druids of the Talon if they can keep their distance. The magic damage more than enough to eat through the heavy armor of these Abominations, but only time is going to tell if that will work. Now we're waiting for the resurrection on that Death Knight before we have a bit of a move out. There's three meat wagons there. I don't know if any of them have any skeletons, but I'm not sure if it would make of any real use at this point. Rods of Necromancy have not been purchased. Robe of Magi on the Lich, giving him 435 mana and also plus 11 attack with that Orb of Corruption. All right, in comes the attack here. Abominations do move relatively quickly as we see the attacks now going down. All right, there goes one unit. Hippogriff now trying to make its way over. Web quickly takes down one poor Hippogriff there, and it now finally looks like the Undead has the actual right proper counter units to fight back. Scroll of Healing counteracting a bit of massive AoE damage, but it may not be enough as the Death Knight wait, not the Death Knight, that was not the Death Knight, it was, it looked like another hero was taken out there. Staff of Preservation saving the Demon Hunter, and oh, we may have a death of a Druid of the Talon. There it goes. Death Knight still doing a bit of chasing. A Slide Clone comes in as two more Druids of the Talon taken down. All right. Tree of Life taking a lot of damage here. Meanwhile, Cyclone coming in. Fork Lightning taking down one ghoul. Skeletal Minions now popping back up again. We are still looking at a bit of a heavy chase here as the Demon Hunter down to 360 hit points has to be extremely careful. A little bit of evasion. Mana burn onto the Death Knight. Death Knight looking to take out the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter being forced to be preserved back at home as the Meat Wagons are still pummeling this army. This may be more than the Night Elf army can really deal with here. So much damage. The Disease Cloud adding in extra damage over time, making it difficult to even hide inside your own base. All right, let's take a look at this. More damage being racked up as the Lich is now at level 3. Frost Nova at level 2, and that means if the Demon Hunter even shows part of itself without a Potion of Invulnerability, it should get taken out. All right, Death Knight falls at level 3 once more, though. Or level 4 once more, but is that going to make that big of a difference? You can see how much damage is being dealt by the entire Undead army. Anti-magic potion of healing should be used here in just a second, but no, it is not. There is the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2 and this series.